page on the city website.
I have not had a chance to do any work on that.
Yeah.
So Jamie and I are still supposed to meet with Frank, but I won't have time till after the second week of May at the earliest.
That's okay, yeah, why don't, we could schedule a meeting out for a couple of weeks from now, once we get through Arbor Day.
Okay.
And I think too, like having the right resources that we can all kind of compile together will help. We do have obviously the page that Steph put together, the one-page document about what we do and our mission statement. So we know we can put that on there, but I think if we have other resources about what types of trees to plant and all of that, that would be good too.
Yeah, I agree. And the Saturday after this Saturday is the city's electronic and tire recycling day. That's why I won't have time till after that.
All right. Questions to ask current, future elected officials document.
I don't think we've made any more progress on that either. I think we've all been working on the festival.
Yeah.
Well, at the last meeting, you said you'd invite them to Arbor Day, since you have like a city email. Did you invite the council members to Arbor Day?
No, but I'll do that this afternoon. I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
But I think Liz knew about it, so I don't know if someone else.
Well, it's not a secret.
her. Yeah, so, but I'll make sure I email them directly
Thank you.
today.
All right. Our plans to attend a city council meeting or caucus session.
I'm not sure if we've got anyone.
You know, based on
DEAC committee?
yeah, on the way that's rolling out.
It's an environmental advisory council task force committee about trying to form one. They had met with Liz individually, I think, to talk to her about it.
And I think that before we meet with them, we need something. We need to be able to tell them something that we want them to do.
Right.
So that should be our focus after Arbor Day, to develop what it is that we want the city council to do. Is it to fund a planning process? Is it to enable us to proceed with the planning process in some way? I don't know if they're going to fund it or if we're going to do it ourselves, whatever.
Well, we have we have a tree budget that I use to plant trees and remove trees, but that's all the budget's for. Like, but if we wanted to do other things, then I could request to do that out of the budget. Like to attend the webinar, I think it was $60, but most of you who watched it agreed to just pay for it yourself. Otherwise, we would have paid it out of that fund.
Right, okay,
So we have a small amount of funding.
all right.
But the committee, I mean, we never used it for anything, but if we wanted to use it for something, I just have to put in the request. And if the money's not in the right account, we can transfer it to another spending account, because it depends on like what you want to use the money for. It has to be out of certain coded accounts. So if it wasn't in the right account, we just have to request it to be moved.
All right, well, I think it's important that we proceed with a planning process so that,
Was one of the things that we were concerned about was the ability to work more closely with other departments? Was that one of the things we were going to bring to City Council when we discussed about trying to get, like the parks to follow some of the guidelines that we're hoping that the citizens will follow?
well, we don't have guidelines or anything. I think that is something that we want to pursue, but I don't think that in itself.
Push your microphone back farther.
Your microphone's
Very close. Yeah.
Like I say, I think we need to have something concrete that we're
Like
asking them.
Like a forestry plan?
Yeah, we're not, they get informational reports all the time. That's what I hear from my conversation with a couple of city council members. And what they would prefer would be when they get the information that there's something that they are supposed to do in response to that information, if that's laid out for them, that's what they prefer. That it be an action-oriented presentation.
Right, and that makes sense.
Yeah,
Because if you just give people information and you don't tell them what you want them to do, what is the point?
exactly, exactly. I mean,
Okay,
it
I
makes
read
us
it.
feel good, we
Next.
told them, but it doesn't help move us
So we have
forward.
to ask them for
So-
something.
So I think that should be our focus.
Figure out what we want from city council?
So are we delaying that to the next meeting? Or are we talking about that today?
Do you
We
wanna
can come
send
back
out-
to it if we have time. Let's talk about,
Okay.
I want to go through the Arbor Day.
You could also send out an email to all the members asking what types of, if they want to think about, like, suggested actions to ask city council and bring them to the next meeting too, so people have time to think about it. Because Patty, Mark, and Armando aren't here today either, so,
Right.
I mean, we can still talk about it, but we can also email everybody to bring some ideas, action items that we want the council to do to the
Mhm.
next meeting.
Mhm.
Well, I think it does speak to like where we are currently, the fact that none of us has like a burning, like, here's what we want from city council. That says to me that like we almost need, we're like a step away from that because we don't have a clear idea of what we want them to do.
That's why I think we should ask for ideas again and talk about it.
Yeah, well, I
Or
I
like
think
go
we
through a
need to-
planning process or
Yes.
something, like,
We need to do a plan.
First plan and
Yeah.
then
Like
see
have a
what the needs
strategic
are instead of
idea
create
Yeah.
needs
that comes
without a
out
plan.
of a process of some kind that's like, okay, here's why it's important that we want this, not just like, here are some things that we think that we want.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We want interdepartmental cooperation. We want a new ordinance, right, about
Yeah.
trees.
True.
It needs revised, yeah.
Yeah. So, but to get to that point, even to ask for that, we need to do some planning. So maybe we go to city council and ask them to fund some planning or not. I mean, that's what we need to talk
Well,
about.
maybe that's true, we need funding.
Put it into the budget.
And we could ask for funding out of, they have $4 million allocated for parks and green spaces out of that ARP funding, so we could ask the city, we're supposed to have participatory budgeting of how that money will be spent, and so we could ask to put that as an option in there to do a forestry, an urban forestry plan for the city, so the public then can at least vote on it, because if it's not even on there, they can't vote for it.
Exactly.
And so that might be a good start, a good way to try to get funding right away.
I like it.
Yeah.
The only concern is that the participatory budgeting was being driven by the planning department, and Kathy Rosdeck announced she's leaving. So she probably won't have time to do it before she leaves, so hopefully they hire a new person right away so they can still continue that on.
Right.
Because Public Works doesn't have experience with participatory budgeting, so they wouldn't even know how to set it up online and stuff.
Yeah.
But it would be good to ask for funding for that plan on there.
All right, can we skip over stormwater issues for the moment and talk about Arbor Day celebration?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
All right, so. Promotion strategies. What are we doing? We have a really nice flyer that's been shared, my post of it has been shared many times.
Yeah. I think I asked Frank to reshare it again one more time this week on the city's Facebook page. And I know Reilly sent out a lengthy email about it and.
Right.
Did it go out to the news?
That's a
I don't
good
know what the
question.
process is for, I don't know if it's still like you give up them a press release or you just like
Yeah, I'll
message
ask-
somebody.
I'll ask Frank to send it to the media. There's somebody in the mayor's office who's in charge about that.
Good.
And
Yeah, it
then,
would be nice to have some media coverage for both these events.
And people are seeing the public service announcements on WQLN, because a lot of people have came and asked me for more information because they've seen it on there, or they said they were going.
Can we put the, especially for Saturday, can we put the schedule on the Facebook event so that if people are deciding when to come, like say they want to come to the pruning one or they want to come to a tree planting, I I really think people will go on that, like the event, the day before, the day of, and say, okay, when are we gonna go at 10, are we gonna go at 2?
Yeah, we just have to approve the draft
Okay.
Yeah,
agendas
okay.
then,
Well, let's look at those draft agendas.
or add to them or delete, I don't know, these are.
Friday.
Fridays is written in more detail because I sent it to the mayor, and since he's gonna be doing most of the talking that day. So I have that the mayor will, welcome everybody and just announce that it's Arbor Day and have our Arbor Day proclamation. And then the Irving County Forester, Steve Leskowski, is gonna be there to present us with our Tree City USA recognition. And then we're also getting a growth award this year for our partnership with the LEAF and the Relief Program for planting, cooperating and partnering and helping plant so many trees. And so then we'll also have, Vern said he's also gonna try to be there, John, so you or
Okay.
Vern can both speak. And then Ken
Yeah.
Fromnick said he would be there also Friday.
Well, one of us will speak.
Yeah, and then I thought we could acknowledge the students, and then if they want to present anything or speak, they could at that time, unless you think we should move them somewhere else in the agenda. I wasn't really sure where to put them. And then the mayor can mention our Saturday festival, and then we can go into planting a tree, and then I might say a little spiel. And then at the end, we can have your tree giveaway. You'll have the baby seedlings there. I guess maybe I should change it to tree seedling giveaway. And I have requested a tent to be there and a table, so we can lay the trees out on a table or use the table. And Mark Spitalski donated a river birch.
Nice.
And we're gonna plant the tree behind the playground down in the lawn area off to the side, and it's really wet back in there, so it's a good place for a river birch.
Yep.
And it'll be nice. I don't think there isn't any river birches in the park, so that'll be nice, and it's a native tree. And we'll have the press conference right off of that trail. There's a trail that goes back along there, and then we can walk right over. The hole's already gonna be dug, and the tree will be in it. And then I thought the mayor and the students will have mulch in 5-gallon buckets, and they can just help spread the mulch maybe. I don't know if they should dump a bucket, or maybe I should get some hand trowels so all the kids can participate. What do you guys think? I didn't think through it that far yet.
Whatever's easier for you.
Kids don't mind getting their hands dirty.
Yeah, I think they can use their hands.
I think they know they're coming to help plant trees,
Yeah.
so.
Something too, though, I am bringing the snacks, so I might need a table for those as well.
Well, it'll be a big 6-foot table, so what should be enough room, shouldn't
Okay.
it? Or do we need 2 tables?
I
Kids'
guess I don't
baby
know how many
trees?
trees are.
There's only gonna be 10 to 13 students, so you're not bringing a ton of
Yeah,
trees
Oh, really?
For Friday.
for
Yeah,
Friday.
I know, but I thought somebody said there could be as many as 30 students from St. Luke's.
I thought there was only 10
We
to
don't have an
15.
exact number from them.
I'm bringing 30 trees.
Okay,
I have about 5 students who, when they found out they could get a tree if they come, they were like, don't make me speak, but I'll help plant a tree. And I do have one student who agreed to speak. I just haven't seen her. She hasn't been able to come to our program for a couple weeks, but she said, I'm speaking. I have what I want to say. So
Very good.
Great.
How long are they planning their talk for?
a few
Just
minutes
couple
maximum. Yeah.
probably not very
So I don't know
long.
if you want to spread them out or have everybody one after another.
As far as I know, only one wants to talk.
Oh.
I thought we would
Of
just
my-
open
yeah.
it up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then if
Oh.
any of the other
Okay.
students want to talk, they could.
I think they're just bringing art that they'll probably hold up.
Okay.
Do they want to stand in a certain place to hold it up?
Probably stand together as a group, but there's always safety in numbers when you're young.
Well, maybe we can ask them to stand on the side or something while
Yeah.
she's talking or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, a little
We'll
awkward.
work it out when we see what
Figure it out.
they
that's
bring,
fine.
yeah.
But they didn't think we needed a podium and a microphone. Do you guys think we need a podium and a microphone?
Doesn't sound like we're gonna have a lot of people.
No,
Yeah,
I don't think
it's gonna
so.
be pretty-
Because they thought they could just talk, but if we
Yeah.
want one, I can get one, but they said they didn't think we needed one for that many
I
people.
don't think so.
I don't think we need one.
Okay. But I don't think it's supposed to rain either, but they are gonna set up a tent just in case.
Yeah, that's always good.
The tent will help people know where to go, I
Yeah.
think, because
Yeah.
people have asked me about it. They're like, we've never been to the park. Is it clear where
That's-
we're
yeah.
supposed to park? And I said, look for a tent, so.
Yeah, that's true. I sent directions to where the park is, but I didn't send Ken direction of where we're gonna be. So when you first pull in, I'll send out directions. The playground's off to
Do we
your
have like
left.
a little sign?
You go up the hill and the playground's the first amenity, and then there's a parking lot across from the playground, and that's where it's gonna be down the trail on the side of the playground, and that's where the tent will be, so you'll see it. But it's not gonna be close to the road. I'm making everybody walk for Arbor
Can
Day.
you see the tent from the parking lot?
You can see it from the
From
road, yeah,
From
the
the road,
parking
okay.
lot.
Drive,
Yeah.
drive in.
The driveway,
You'll be able to see it, yeah.
But there's not,
Whoa, it's supposed to get up to 56 on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday looks
Yeah,
nice.
it might be nice to have a sign to put there where you pull into the park, just so people know they're in the right place.
there's a McClellan Park sign when you pull in, it says McClellan Park.
Yeah.
There's a big sign that says McClellan Park on the driveway.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't worry about it. And it's the only one place to go, and you'll see the tent when you drive in there. All right,
So this schedule looks good to me. I think this
For
makes sense.
Friday?
Yeah.
Looks very nice.
Oh, thank you.
very good. All right, Saturday.
Oh, this is a two-sider.
Yeah, the agenda's on one side, and then I have more details on the back for us to discuss.
I listed both of our events on the International Arbor Day, like, calendar, where
Oh,
you can
nice.
search
Thank you.
for your state. So I checked them this morning, and they both were up. I did it, like, right after the last meeting.
Oh, how fun.
Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Well, I'll take off
Mushroom
the meat
workshop, I don't know if
logs.
we ever got any logs. Did you get a report back from Mark on that?
Mark wasn't able to find any, but I got some from our streets department, but she rejected, what, a
We're
bunch
gonna
of them.
we're gonna do what we can.
Okay,
The logs aren't, anyway, there will be a demo, and how many are actually inoculated depends on how, like, great of a chance there is of it being a successful log. But either way, we can demo, like, what you would do with a log and talk about what makes it,
that's good.
like, an ideal log or not. So, it's happening.
Okay, wonderful.
And 10:30 is still good for that?
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Kelly's ready. I told her if she played something beginning at about 11:45,
Oh, yeah, we wanted it, I moved it to the wrong location.
just to get people to kind of focus on the,
Okay, I'll move that up to 11:45. Do we want a different description for that? I just have, do you just want songs and dancing? Like, do we want just songs? Do you want just music? I don't know.
yeah, I thought it'd be, if she just did it before the mayor spoke, it would kind of focus people's attention there, and then when he
But I mean,
stands
do you
up-
want it to say tree, music, songs, and dancing, or just tree,
I'd
song?
eliminate the dancing, but
tree songs? A
Not
tree
that she
song
wouldn't
with
do
no
it, but-
S?
that's not her plan, I don't think.
Tree, music, and song, or just tree song? Tree
Uh,
music, whatever you wanted to say, no, I just need to know.
Intro music and, or intro song, singing. She gonna play her flute?
Musical
Yeah,
entertainment?
she'll
Live
play her flute
music.
if it's-
Yeah, live music.
Yeah, intro, live music.
If it's warm enough, if it's 50 degrees or more, she'll play her flute.
Well, I guess, well, you want me to just put introduction by
Just
Kelly
put tree,
Armore?
yeah, put tree music by Kelly Armour. that's all.
Okay,
And make it 11:45, and then it'll, like I say, I think it'll attract people's attention, and they'll come over to look at her, and then the mayor can speak, and the people will already be focused.
yeah. And do you think we need a speaker or microphone that day?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
I'll
would.
have to get that then. And then, yeah, I don't know if any council members are coming or not yet. I didn't get a chance to email anybody. And then I could talk, and then the 1020 Relief is donating an elm tree to them. Bern met me over there yesterday, and then they asked for, what, 6 seedlings, I think?
No, okay, all right, because Rick has not called me back. I've left him a couple messages.
Yeah, he texted me yesterday, and I guess he was exposed to COVID, so he's
Oh.
isolating for a couple of days. So
Okay.
hopefully he'll be
All right, but,
there for the
so,
event.
we're donating an elm tree?
An elm tree and 6 seedlings,
Yeah,
but I don't know what kinds. Did we talk about serviceberry? Was there others? I don't know.
I don't even know what we have at the moment.
Here, you know, I know what you know.
Thank you.
There's winterberry, American hazelnut, serviceberry, black cherry, and pin oak. And then there's some by the nursery, some in the nursery by the garage that also, Erin wasn't sure what they were, but some of those we brought as well. So I'm sure some
So
of
it was
those.
winterberry, serviceberry, and what?
Winterberry, American hazelnut, serviceberry, black cherry, and pin oak. That's what they're using for the giveaway, and in addition to that, some. of
We
the
don't
other
want,
ones
they
in the
can't take
nursery.
any pin oaks at this site.
Yeah.
No,
It's under
no,
power
the-
lines.
The smaller trees.
But all the small ones.
The berries and the hazelnuts are small.
Yeah,
Okay.
winterberry, serviceberry, and American hazelnut, and then, I don't know, you said all them too fast for me.
Black cherry, sorry. Yeah, winterberry, American hazelnut, serviceberry, black cherry, and pin oak is what
Yeah,
they definitely
Black
have.
cherry and pin oak are big trees, so that.
Yeah, I would say no to those. So if you had like 2 of each of the others, that would be nice.
Yeah,
We could
that'd be
stick them
good.
in their garden bed.
That's what they're bringing anyway, so we could probably just snag a couple from those
Yep.
first thing before the giveaway starts.
sounds
Oh,
good.
that's what they're bringing to the giveaway.
Yeah.
Nice. They're listed as a vendor. Oh, well, that's fun. That'll be perfect, because in the city, people mostly want to plant smaller trees usually anyway, unless they have a big spot in their yard, so that'll be great.
Cool.
When they're handing out pin oaks, though, they should tell people not to plant them in the right of way,
Okay.
because they're too big. Even if there's no power lines, their limbs hang straight down in the street. They're not a good right of way tree. They're better lawn and park street, or tree. But we can always tell them that day too. Okay.
Okay, so 9 to 10 a.m. setup is good, 10:30 mushroom workshop, 11 a.m. pruning and ID workshop. That's good to go still at 11,
Yeah,
you and Mark. Then we'll have Kelly at 11:45.
well, we should move that up then. If we're starting music at 11:45, should I start that at 10:45?
Well, the mushroom workshop, I think at 10:30 is, no, I think that works.
It only gives you 15 minutes though for the tree pruning workshop.
No, she's at 11:45, you have 11 a.m., so you'd have 45 minutes.
Oh, okay, I can't add today. Got it. I was like, it's only 15
And I don't,
minutes.
you have this document, so will you edit this then with these notes that we're talking
Yeah.
about? Okay,
Okay, so 11:45
just Kelly.
is Kelly, then the remarks at noon. And the mayor and Sarah acknowledge any city council members who actually show up.
Yeah, and if they're there, we'll invite them to talk. If not, whatever.
All right. Then we got the tree planting.
Yeah, and I don't think that tree is in that big of a pot. So I don't know if we need to pre-dig that hole ahead of time, or we can just dig it that day. But Vern did do one call already for it.
Yeah.
So we recommended them a yellow wood, but they never ordered one, so they're just gonna go with the elm.
All right, well, that's not terrible. I was looking forward to the yellow wood one.
I was too.
All right. And then, after the tree planting, the next thing is another pruning workshop over at Dr. Burley.
Yeah.
All right, ongoing. Vendor tables. I did talk to Sue Morosky at Earth Day, and she was still looking for somebody. So we should have a table available, but I don't know if they're actually going to show up. She's got something else happening.
Okay. Well, Steve, the Erie County Forester, is definitely coming, and he's excited about it. And Steve Wojcicki from Asbury Woods also is coming. And I guess I'll have to ask these people if they are bringing their own table or not. Is Relief bringing a table? I think Vern said Relief could bring a table and a tent if they wanted, depending on the weather.
I didn't talk with them about that, but
We could bring several
If-
tables.
yeah.
They're compact, easy to carry.
Yeah. And then I never got a hold of Scott or the Foundation for Sustainable Forests, so. And then I don't know, did anybody reach out to anybody for volunteers?
I talked with Erin from Leaf about it, and she put out a call. I'm not sure where she ended up, but she did send out an email requesting volunteers, I think the week before last.
Okay.
So hopefully some Relief volunteers did.
I talked to somebody about it, no, I can't call it up. I know it's in the past few days.
I know at the last meeting you said you were gonna ask Izzy?
Yeah, I did ask Missy, she didn't commit.
Okay.
But I talked to somebody in the last couple of days that said they're gonna volunteer. I don't know who it was now. I think we'll be.
And if we're there,
Is
we
it
can help
John?
do it.
We're all here.
Bahanian? I think John Bahanian told me he's coming.
Oh, okay,
Maybe.
all
I
right.
feel like he was like, isn't there a Saturday thing, treat? I don't know. Thinking about
I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up.
And the tables are right near the door, like, we can set maybe our table next to the door, and so if people want to use the restroom, we can just, maybe somebody could go up and guide them or something if we need to,
Yeah.
as they need it, because they might not. I mean, some at festivals, you don't always necessarily expect there to be restrooms,
Yeah.
so hopefully
That's
there
true.
won't be that many people that need them, but it's, there's there just in case, which is good.
Right.
Maybe it'll be
Yeah,
more
it'll
for the
be-
presenters who are there all day.
The restrooms most likely be us,
Yeah.
we're there for 4 hours,
Um,
or 5.
I see you have something about the music. I know that there was talk about bringing a speaker, a portable speaker. Is that the same thing that that's something else? Does the city have something?
I have one of those little speakers that plays music
Okay.
off of your phone, but I was not able to get a playlist together. And,
I'm sure Spotify might have like some family-friendly, earthy playlist that exists that we can just let play.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
because Dave, I don't know how to say his last name, Tamalosin from the Downtown Partnership, he said he would put one together, but I don't know if he had time to do that, because I just met with him the last 8 weeks, so I'll follow up with him too. Because he likes doing that sort of things, and so I said, that'd be awesome, because I don't have time.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much because I'm sure there's something that it's just to have some atmosphere. I think.
Yeah,
You know.
and then I just have that, so you're bringing snacks,
Tomorrow I'm going to Sam's Club.
and I'll bring recycling bins and bags, and they said we can use their garbage cans.
Sarah, would you be able to print off some things that we could have at our table? Like I know you mentioned in the past you had a nice list for people about trees.
Yeah, I was gonna print out a whole bunch of stuff.
Steph and I met before this meeting too and talked about the table and what we thought we could help with. So I'll print out the mission and goals of UFC like the statement page that we have, so we can have a stack of those on the table. I also asked Relief if they would give me a stack of something for us to promote them. We talked about a sign-up sheet maybe for people to volunteer with us. I know we don't have any like hands-on projects at the moment, but we could in the future.
If we wanted to put the word out about something in the future to people who want to know, like if we're doing a tree identification walk, or if we want to have people help with the plan, if we were doing what you mentioned with like more citizen involvement or something. It seemed like if we meet people at this event, having their contact would be nice, just
Yeah.
for
It's a good idea.
future.
And then I have like native plant lists, I have edible tree plant lists, I have a flowering tree
Yeah.
list, I have a tree planting applications and a tree removal applications. And then I have like a word search that kids can do. And I think I might have book that has coloring pages that are black and white, and I might be able to just make copies so you can have some there in case kids want them or something. I was gonna look through all my stuff and
And do we
see.
have the big tree book? Do we have a couple copies of those out? Not to hand off, but people can,
I have like 2 copies left and that's it.
gotcha.
We need to edit them and revise them. I mean, we can have one on the table to show people, but I don't know if we wanna show it to them when we don't have any to give away.
Right.
Unless yeah, because I really don't want to request to print anymore because it all
No,
needs
don't want that.
updated anyway.
Yeah,
But we need to do
we
that.
talked about that.
That's like a fun project.
That is a fun project.
I don't ever have time for the fun projects.
Okay, so we have mission and goal statement, some relief info, sign-up sheet, the list of native trees and plants, edible plants, you'll bring that.
Yeah, I can
Can you
get
print
on
off
a
like
bunch
a
of all
handful
that
of them
stuff.
so people could take them? Okay.
I think a lot of people are going to come to this and we're going to be overwhelmed and it's going to be chaos. But it'll be fun.
Not at 50 degrees. At 70
Yeah.
degrees, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people are excited about it.
Okay.
I hope it does. I hope we do get a lot of people, but you're right, maybe they won't because it's still early. It's still not, the
Cool.
weather is not very good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but I'm hoping for a good turnout. Yeah.
I think we're gonna be
there will
one-
be a lot of people.
the WQLN, I think that's a lot of people are gonna come. So I hope the vendors do bring some things to sell, because people might still wanna buy stuff from them.
Well, I said I could bring some things for our table, just not necessarily tree stuff. Well, I have some leaves and some bark, but I have like seeds and some gardening stuff for kids, like just stuff for school gardening that if there are a lot of children or families who are walking through, at least, I'll bring it. And if we need more things to put out there or give away.
Oh,
I have some like cuttings that are flowering, just stuff to make it look, like our table look engaging and.
And I have a bunch
beautiful.
of compost, how to make compost pamphlets, but they almost look like, they sort of look like coloring books, even though they're not supposed to be coloring books, you can color them, but they're how to make compost. I don't know if we want any of those. I still have like boxes and
Yeah.
boxes of them.
It's all related.
Yeah.
It all
Yeah.
ties
We can
in, it's
bring
the whole
that.
urban forest.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I just found more boxes of those. But I think it's good, because we don't encourage backyard composting that much in the city, but we should.
And stuff you talked about bringing like a tablecloth and we.
Yeah, I'll bring a tablecloth, a
Yeah.
crate, just like the general to set up a table in a public place.
Market stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do we need an activity? We don't have any activities for kids though, do we?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Leaf has something.
Yeah, Leaf has something and me and Sarah from the neighbor at our house are doing those discs, the,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
stump discs. And then we actually also have some, branches that I guess one of the sisters likes picking the bark off and sanding it, so they're really smooth. And so we're gonna do kind of like a, public art project, like paint them and, I don't know.
Like a mobile?
They're really
Like
big, so
stuff
they'd be
with
more
them?
like a totem pole, like we'll give
Oh,
kids like a
wow.
section and they can paint something around it and then like someone can have a section above.
Very cool.
So,
Nice.
yeah. So
I
actually
just
in
want
my,
to have activities, because that's what, 3 activities?
Well, I
that's,
have some bark and some paper and some crayons for our table, if we want
Okay.
them to, like, to show how to do the bark rubbing.
I think
Okay.
we'll have, I think it's plenty, I think that, the branches are pretty big and there's a couple of them. So really you could have like 4 or 5 kids working on that and then also we have a ton of those little discs. We have markers and paints and all that,
Okay,
so. And then relief, yeah.
all right. Well, that sounds good then.
I think there's something for everybody, kind of.
Asbury Woods will probably, they're having a scavenger hunt. So that'll be an activity too.
I do have some tree books from my teaching days, like for kids. We could just have them there
Yeah.
for them to look at.
Having a full table always is just attractive to
Yeah.
people walking by, even if they don't look at the things.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of it, then, do you think, so you'll edit this, I already asked you that, but you'll edit this and then you'll have your final schedule?
Yeah.
Maybe you could send it out if you think of it to our committee, just so we all have a copy.
Do you want me to
Yes.
do that? Because I did rewrite it as we were talking, and I know you took on like a couple of different things for today, emailing people and different stuff. I can rewrite the
I just don't know
schedule.
where the original exists.
I can email it to you, Steph, if you want to take a stab at it. And
Oh,
then you
yeah, I
email
can,
it back
I can
and
do it
finish
first thing, like I can send it out tomorrow morning. Yeah, if you send me this, or I can retype these things, it
You
doesn't
don't
matter,
have to
but I'll do
retype the
that.
whole thing.
Good,
Just
good.
like another pen.
Because all of our stuff, we don't need to know, it's just the agenda part.
Yeah, it's like what we would want to
It's
post
just the
for
first
the
page, probably.
attendees.
I will check with St. Luke's to see if they have a firm number at this point in time, and then I'll let you know, John, so you know about trees to bring for Friday.
Oh, okay. You only need to bother me if you need more than 30.
Okay.
There'll be 10 of 3 different species.
I don't think there'll be more than 30, I think that's enough.
Yeah, I doubt it.
That way, if any of the adults want any tree, they could have one too.
Sure.
What time should we get there on Friday? Did we say?
I have a 9 to 10.
Friday.
Friday.
Oh, I would
12:30.
say 12:30, yeah. At the latest. It looks really nice over there. We planted 2 years ago, like, I don't know how many, 14 spruce trees between the dog park and the playground, and they look really nice. They're doing really healthy and 3 sugar maples, so those are really nice looking.
And you took out that knotweed too.
Yeah, they're still a
How'd you
little
get
bit.
it out?
Well, they cut it down.
Yeah, they just cut it. So they'll probably come back,
Yeah.
unless you spray it with poison. It comes back.
Unless, I don't know, did they chop it right down so you could mow over that area?
Which section are you talking about?
Well, right at the top of the hill overlooking the playground, there's a couple of big chunks of knotweed there, but they all got chopped down, I think.
They're probably mowing it. As long as they keep mowing it, it should
Yeah.
stay
No
away.
control.
But there's a small section at the very, very back, the woods, where it's still really wet. So there's a small section back there, near where we're gonna be.
Near where we're gonna plant this birch?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the birch is still in the lawn, but you can see a little patch of the knotweed. But it's pretty small. We could try to,
Control.
yeah.
All right, sounds like we know what we're doing. What are the chances?
Yeah. There's no information about the tiny forest project, is there? Did you ever ask the professor from Mercyhurst, was it Chris,
Chris?
if he wanted to come at all or have anything?
No, I haven't talked to him. I can't remember if I told him about this or not.
It'd be nice, maybe our committee should do that. We should make it like a brochure about what a tiny forest is and how to create one. Maybe more people would be interested in making one on their property. Or even like if they own a camp somewhere, doing it there. And then have
We
it
can
as
do
a
that.
handout.
There's lots of information that we could certainly do something.
I mean, maybe not for this weekend, but it'd be nice to develop something about the tiny forest project. Maybe some of the students of Mercyhurst would want to develop it since they're working on the project with Chris.
That should remind me I better go.
Like a handout or something about it.
Tiny forest handout, okay, I'll take that one.
Yeah, and his students might want to develop something. Or he can partner with the graphic students or something, a different class.
I'll come up with some copy, you know.
Yeah.
It might not look so pretty, but
Okay, good.
we'll have the information. All right, well, sorry I gotta run. But I think we covered. But as I emphasize every meeting, I think we need to develop a plan. That should be our focus after this Arbor Day event is done. I mean, it's good. This is all good.
Okay,
I'm not-
we'll move that to number 1. Jamie, on the agenda, move plan to number 1.
Okay.
Yeah, would you please, yeah.
Main goal, develop urban forest plan.
Urban forest plan. How do we do it? How do we fund it if we need to pay somebody to help us with it? All
The
right.
Foundation for Sustainable Forests said that they would help us develop a sustainable forestry plan, but then that would include sustainable timber harvesting, which you don't want in our plan, so I don't think we want to reach out to them about it.
No, and I have great respect for them, but we're not growing timber here. Planting trees to all the other things they do, besides wood. All right, I'm sorry, I've got to run.
Okay.
Well, I
Okay.
think,
We've
yeah,
got
we
plans
covered
to do,
everything. See you all on Friday and Saturday.
Yep.
Okay.
See you then, looking forward to it.
It'll be really great to have these events happen after all of the work.
Yes.
Jamie, did you want a colored flyer? You
I
can
have
take
one, actually.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
I had a